channel. I'm here with Nick from Ways to Wealth channel.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me, Mo. As Mo mentioned, my name's Nick. I run the channel Ways to Wealth. If you haven't checked it out, it's a little bit of personal finance, it's a little bit of stocks, it's a little bit of real estate. It's primarily for financial freedom, and that's kind of what my channel is all about. I know Mo does kind of the similar thing, so that's where we kind of connected on that point. In 2017 was when I kind of started my investing journey, and when I started telling people that I was investing, I wasn't getting that same type of, there was this overhanging cloud that it's for like the ultra rich. So I just hoped, to follow in the footsteps of, Graham Stephan and Financial Jeremy, and just kind of help build this financial community. And that's kind of where all the motivation stems from. I look back at it now, and the first purchase I ever made was real estate. I know we had briefly touched on the topic before the call, but we're both from Canada, and our real estate market is running a little bit hot right now. But I got in 2014, and I was 23 at the time, is when I made my first purchase in a townhouse, and I've been lucky to benefit off of the run that I've seen there. And I saw what the hard work could do. And as those prices started to get a little bit higher, and not being able to go to the bank and get any additional money to get a second property, I started to look at other avenues of investing, and that's what kind of led me to the stock market. The longer you stay invested, you take out that time risk. The emotions of missing out, the emotions of having an investment go down, that's kind of been all the real to me, and kind of pushed me towards the way that I've currently set up my portfolio.
Yeah, it reminds me of the book Rich Dad and Poor Dad. Your upbringing plays a huge part, right? How the type of mindset that you develop since young really plays a huge part in terms of the decisions and the actions that you make.
It's so true. It's so true. I think one of the biggest quotes that I always use is, it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you save. And I feel like that point isn't really driven home, in the sense that, like, you don't need to go outside of your means. You don't need to maybe have a car that you don't need. That is kind of the fundamental behind, being that financially free guy. So that's kind of where my messaging, where everything starts on that point. It's crazy with the momentum of the Russell, like 2000, and the penny stocks right now. It's ever so clear that clean energy, renewables, this whole sector is going to be where the growth is now. But what I liked about Greenlane is that it's not a brand new company. I know it only IPO'd in 2019 or just a couple years ago, but it's a company that was formed in the 80s. They have existing contracts. It's a company for me that I'll be a long time holder. I'm up, like you mentioned before, with the penny stocks, you can go up really high, really quick. Mm-hmm. And when I see, triple digit, growth, sometimes it does make me want to sell, but I've had some learning lessons along the way I'm going to buy and hold. That's my personal investing strategy.
We have some amazing banks here in Canada that, they've been steadily paying their dividends even during the financial crisis. They have really kind of recovered from that financial crisis and the drop of the stock price very well within a short span of time.
For my fundamental in my TFSA, 80% is set up as like long-term, never sell type companies. It's made up of all those names that you've listed before. I got Bank of Nova Scotia, I have RBC, I have TD. I believe out of that 80%, 40% of that is financials. So, that long-term dividend growth, some capital growth. I'm starting to reevaluate that portion of the portfolio, because I think that there's some fintech that might come in there and take away some business. Can we imagine Canada without a RBC or a BMO or a bank on the corner? I don't know. Enbridge is another part of my holding, which I think is pretty undervalued right now. So looking to add to that. I have some consumer staples like Dollarama,